Let's have a look together on the French grape varieties. First of all, it is important to know that we have white and red grape varieties in France. When it comes to white grape varieties, we see the first surprise. Because Uni Blanc, with around 30% of all white grapes, is a rather unknown grape variety. It is very uncommon to even find a wine bottle where Uni Blanc is mentioned on the label. This is very easily explained. Uni Blanc is the grape variety to produce brandy. The two very famous brandies of France are Cognac and Armagnac. And both of these world-famous brandies are based on wines made of the grape variety Uni Blanc. So we can say that the statistics are dominated by a grape variety, Uni Blanc, which is nearly entirely used to produce brandy. The second next and most important white grape variety is the total opposite. It is extremely well known and it is planted all over the world, and this is Chardonnay. Chardonnay is originally from Burgundy and very famous for its fruity characteristics, and it is planted nowadays in the USA, in Australia, and in all European wine growing areas, also in South Africa and in Latin American wine growing areas. Chardonnay is originally from Burgundy, where it is seldomly mentioned on the label. The most famous Chardonnay wines of Burgundy are Chablis and also other white wines from different appellations of origin. One example is Corton Charlemagne, one of the most expensive dry white wines in the world. The grape varieties we find next on the statistical chart are Sauvignon Blanc and Sémillon. Sauvignon Blanc and Sémillon come from the western part of France, and we find them in the Bordeaux region. So it is important to know that the most planted white varietal to produce wine of is Chardonnay, and that's a Burgundy grape variety, whereas Sauvignon Blanc and Sémillon are from Bordeaux. This is important to know, and it is also important to not mix that up, because there is no Chardonnay production in Bordeaux, and on the other hand, there is no Sémillon and Sauvignon in Burgundy. The next two grape varieties, when we look into the statistics, are Sémillon and Sauvignon Blanc. These two white grape varieties are from Bordeaux. The dominating grape variety Uni Blanc covers 31% of all French vineyards. After this, there is a grape variety called Melon de Bourgogne, and this is a bit confusing because Melon comes from Burgundy originally, but there it is not planted any longer. We cannot find any Melon nowadays in Burgundy, but Melon de Bourgogne is used to produce a wine in the Loire Valley, and this wine is called Muscadet. So don't get confused by the many new names. Muscadet is the appellation of origin. It is located in the very western part of the Loire Valley, and Muscadet is a wine that is made of the grape variety Melon de Bourgogne. Chenin Blanc covers approximately 4% of the French vineyards, and Chenin Blanc is typical for the Loire Valley as well. The next in the ranking is Colombard, which covers approximately 3% of the French vineyards. And also Colombard is rather used for brandy production. So Uni Blanc, which makes 1/3 of the entire viticultural area of France, is to be distilled, and Colombard with approximately 3% as well. We then find Muscat au petit grain. This is a Muscat grape variety with a very aromatic flavor. Then next in the list we find Viognier. This is a Rhône River variety. Grenache Blanc, also from the Rhône River. And then there is Vermentino and Riesling. There are more grape varieties in France, of course. We don't have them here in this pie chart because they cover less than 1% of the vineyard surface area. Examples are Gewürztraminer in Alsace or Savagnin that we find in the Savoie area. There are also Marsanne and Roussanne, which we find in the Rhône River Valley, but this we will have with the specific chapters on the wine growing areas. When it comes to red wine, we can say that there are 4 dominating red grape varietals. Most importantly, Merlot, which covers about 20% of all French vineyards, mostly in Bordeaux, but also nowadays, as the grape variety becomes more and more popular, it is planted in Languedoc-Roussillon. Secondly, there is Grenache, which is originally a typical Mediterranean southern grape variety that needs hot climates. Syrah is the 4th in the ranking. Also this is kind of Mediterranean grape variety that we find in the Rhône Valley, but also in Languedoc-Roussillon. And the 4th of these dominating red varietals is Cabernet Sauvignon. Also this one, like Merlot, is a varietal from Bordeaux. Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot are nowadays planted all over the world. We find Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon in Italy, in Austria, in Spain, in the United States of America, in Argentina, Chile, South Africa, and Australia. After the 4 dominating grape varietals, Merlot, Grenache, Syrah, and Cabernet Sauvignon, the next in the rankings are Carignan, Cabernet Franc, Pinot Noir, and Gamay. Carignan, like Grenache and Syrah, are from the Rhône Valley and the Mediterranean parts of France, Languedoc-Roussillon. Cabernet Franc, again, is a typical Bordeaux grape variety, and Cabernet Franc is also planted and delivers very pleasant wines in the Loire Valley. Pinot Noir is the main red grape varietal of Burgundy and also an important grape for the champagne production. Gamay is the main red grape variety to produce Beaujolais wines in the Beaujolais wine area. Also mentioned in this pie chart available here, we have Cinsault, Pinot Meunier, Mourvèdre, and Malbec, which is also called Côte. Here on these pictures we can see examples of grape varietals planted in France. One which is of German origin, this is Riesling. Next to it we have a picture of Pinot Gris, which means the grey Pinot, but actually the berries have a pleasant reddish pink color and are rather not grey. Then there is a picture of Gewürztraminer, which is also supposed to be a white grape varietal, but it also has a more intense color, which is a bit reddish. Then we have one of the signature grape varietals of France, and this is Chardonnay, originating from Burgundy. Next to it, Chenin Blanc of the Loire Valley, and also Sauvignon Blanc, which we find in the Loire Valley and in Bordeaux. Examples of red grape varieties depicted here include Cabernet Sauvignon of Bordeaux, the Gamay, which we find most importantly in Beaujolais, but also in the Loire Valley, and also the grape variety that dominates in the Mediterranean part of France, and this is Grenache.